How are you guys?
Good. Judy, how much do you play dulcimer? Why is she laughing? That question. Do you play dulcimer, Judy?
You're muted, Judy.
Hey.
There you go.
Yes, I do play dulcimer. What gave it away?
Well, I think I see 3 on the wall, but
Oh yeah, there's one there and there's one here and there's I probably have 12. I probably have 12, but you can never have too many dulcimers.
Oh my gosh.
that's
Well,
my dulcimer teacher up here where I am. Shelly, she's like, well, how many screwdrivers do you have in a toolbox?
I've been playing since 1986. And so along the way, I've just,
I know.
Collected them here and there. How many do you have, Melinda?
That's a good question.
You don't even know.
Kind of like a rescue mission, you find them on shopgoodwill.com and you're like, you can't just put that out there, to Goodwill. That needs a home. So I have many old, now I can't think of his name in Berea. It's in Berea. Warren May.
Yeah.
So many Warren Mays. Some new, some old. I had one custom made for me, a man in Ohio, Paul Conrad. He does a lot of the intricate woodwork and not necessarily inlays, but like they're puzzles that he puts together. They're beautiful. Mine is not like that, but it's got a gorgeous sound. But yeah, you can never have too many dulcimers.
I have one. It's a no name, and my friend got it at an auction for $25, and she traded it to my husband for doing some carpentry work for her, and I just love it.
This will be a recording, a lesson of Snowdrops as played by Jim McCowan. There is a YouTube video. I can send that to y'all. It's oh my God. It is the sweetest little YouTube video. He is playing at his friend's funeral and he plays this banjo tune in front of his friend's casket, and it's just so sweet and cute. And it's so definitive of who Jimmy was, just a kind person. So I'm going to show it to you kind of in 2 ways, because here's my thought with it. When I played it, when I was becoming more and more obsessed with it, this is the tune for me that I practiced my up picking lick with. So we will get into more like... But you can also do the typical downstroke, and that's totally fine. We'll go. And we'll talk about the difference and kind of where we can go there. Everybody see my hands okay? I'll play it one time through. Here's Snowdrops. That's Snowdrops. I kind of didn't breathe through half of that. You can get very involved. You can get very keyed into it. And this is a song. This is a tune that I use as like kind of once I get warmed up, I kind of try this one and see if I can get limber. You know what I mean? So I'm going to play it one time through again, just a little slower. And I'm going to do it up picking style and try to get through that so that you guys can see how that happens. Up picking, if y'all don't know what that is, instead of just doing the regular downward stroke. Basically turning that up on its head. And I'm going to make my index finger go up. And then everything else is the same. If we break it down that simple, I just go up with my index finger on the first string, up, and then my index fingernail goes down, and then my thumb catches the fifth string. Me kind of to exaggerate it as well, and I come all the way up, and then let gravity do the rest of the work job. So I'm gonna play this one time through up picking style if you guys want to take note of the right hand, okay?
I have two questions.
Okay, go ahead.
One is, why do you use up picking? Is it a different sound? And then the other question is, do you only up pick on the first string, or do you also up pick other strings?
Both very good questions. So up picking does give us a different sound. Roscoe Holcomb did a lot of up picking. People like Buell Kazee did up picking, and Lee Sexton's uncle, I think it was Morgan Sexton, did a lot. And I want my chapstick. One thing that up picking can do for us is that I kind of use these two fingers here as a kickstand, as a heel, just like how I would hold for two fingers. And then I just kind of use that to go. Kind of gives us a galloping sound. And I use these fingers as more of a percussion. Okay? You can hear that every time. If you want to kind of get precise and get that kind of ringy tone, what you can do is just focus on hitting the 1st and the 5th string with that pad. So it does give us a different sound. So here's me doing downstroke. Okay, here's me doing up picking. Use that back thumbing technique that we've talked about in the past. So the second question, do we only up pick on the 1st string? It's certainly easy to just up pick on the 1st string because it's right there. There's nothing in your way. You're making an upward motion. You can be clean and precise when you only have to hit the 1st string. That's why when I began working on this tune and Haywood said, now do it 2-finger style, it was ideal to do this tune because most of the action is on the 1st string. Most of the stuff that we're doing is on the 1st string. You absolutely can do up picking on other strings though, but you got to be kind of slick about it. So like another song that I learned from Jim McCowan that can kind of be done, I'm no means great at this, is Things in Life. Focus on the 4th string a lot. You can focus on the 3rd string. You can do a lot of the times though, you don't want to do something that is very notey. Up picking stuff is usually not notey. It's more rhythmic. If we get time to do it today, I'll show you guys how I play Little Birdie, which I do up picking as well. And that'll be a good way for you to kind of work on that too, to where it's not just 1st string action. So let's go through and kind of break this down a little bit, and we'll just be doing it downstroke just to save any confusion. We're going to start here and do these notes. So that's 7, 9, 10, 12, 14. And if you guys know about your dots, remember usually on banjo or guitar you'll have double dots on your 12th fret, and that'll tell you where you're at. So 10, 12, 14, brush thumb, 14, 12, 10, 10, 12, 14, 14, 12, 10. So we go up and down like a ladder. Ready? We do it twice. Okay, now we're going to descend. We're going to go 10, 9, 7. All right, now if you want to get funky with it, you can make the, shook my whole desk. You can make the full chord with the 7, 7th fret. This is a full 4 chord, a full F chord in this tuning. It's barred and then pinky on the 7th fret. So what that'll look like, now you have to kind of work on building up your strength for that so that you can hit that and make sure that it is really in there. So it would go from the beginning. Descend. So after you hit that 4 chord, go back up. 7, 7, 9, 10. Then repeat. Then we're going to do a little lick here. That's a hammer on with your pinky. And then a pull off on the 5th fret. pull off to the open 2, and then hammer on at the 2nd fret on the 1st string. So So that's the whole A part. Now I'm going to show you something else. There's 3 parts to this tune. One thing that I do a lot on this tune, and this is the fun bits of practice in it, is making it dynamic and making it have layers and making it have movement, right? So instead of just going, that's very nice, but let's broaden that. So okay, simple techniques to put into the outline of the melody. I'm doing slides. I'm doing rakes. Again. I'm doing pull-offs, little flutters. I'm also pulling away from the banjo head and making kind of popping it. So I'm using drop thumbs. I'm using everything I can here. I'm using my thumb to go. You got So try doing that with me. It kind of looks like I don't have pants on, but I swear I have on shorts. Sorry about that. So try this with me. 10, 12, 14. Down, thumb. Right? Then right back. Then descend. There's the A part. B part I usually do with a rake. I come into it like this. Pretty simple. I apologize if I play it different every time. Like I said, I was really listening to Jimmy's version that he did at the funeral today. I listened to it pretty much all day, and I was like, man, I've been playing this wrong for a couple years now. So I'm also trying to relearn it. So I have to like scratch away at the version that I've been playing for a long time. But the gist of it is this. Pretty simple. Slide 2 to 5. Hit it twice. Pull off. Let's pull off on 7, then 5. Open 2 twice. Hammer on second string, second fret. Okay. Questions on that? It's okay if you say yeah.
Yes, I got one. Okay, when you come down to the, okay, go 10, 9, 7, should you immediately go to the bar chord, the fifth, and the little finger?
You don't have to. You absolutely don't have to, because as long as you have that seventh fret covered right there, that first string, you're playing your note that you have that you're trying to go for. So it's just you can easily do it like that. But if you want to play the chord along with that and give that some extra depth, maybe. By hitting that seventh fret, you are playing a note of the chord. So you are hinting towards that chord. But so you can go easily, or you can just do that one. Work up to it if you need to. All right. Questions about the B part? All right, moving on to the C part then. This one's kind of easy. So we're going to go. Easy, right? But when we speed it up, we can also go. We can kind of stretch our hand here by using this with our ring finger. And then doing that little ghost note for extra texture. It's not actually part of the melody, right? But it can just be extra texture in there if you choose to do it. So there we go. That's Snowdrops. Quick and dirty version of it, kind of. I'll go over it again. Just real quick and give you some pointers. I'll show you again the up picking style to where it's like. Excuse me. I can also do the. You know what I mean? That rake. I can put that in my up picking practice. excuse me. So that is a way that you can practice some up picking. Okay. I'll give you another tune that you can practice up picking if y'all want to. Just a little bit of Little Birdie. Do you guys know that tune? Little Birdie? Okay, all right. So this is another funky tuning that you'll probably never get in at a jam, or maybe never even get in to perform. I've never been in this tuning on stage. But it's a good one to sit and play with at the house. All right, so from here, this is the easiest way to get to it. So from here, we are going to tune our second string from the bottom down to an A. Third string stays at a G, fourth string stays at a C, fifth string goes down to an E. That's what we're going to hear.
Does that have a special name for that tuning?
I've just always heard it called as the Little Birdie tuning. That's what I've heard it called.
I'm sorry, Montana. I didn't quite catch so it's A, and then what were the other strings?
I'm going to put it in the chat for you, Elizabeth.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. For everybody, I'm going to put in there. Fifth string goes down to an E, so that probably be lower than most. You can also play your double C tuning with an E in as your fifth string, which makes a really cool kind of different take on the C. Okay. So this is not necessarily an open tuning because I'm going to hold this little chord here pretty much the whole time. This is like a meditative tune. This is like a ditty in a way. There's not much to this tune. That's why, but it has a certain element to it that drives the whole tune. You know what I mean? Like you have to get this little lick to get the whole tune. So I'm going to hold first string, second fret down with my middle finger, my second string, third fret with my ring finger. First time I did this position here with these two fingers, it felt really awkward. But we need it like that because here's what we're going to do. Excuse me, I have such a tickle in my throat that I cannot get rid of. Okay, so here's that chord. It's a C chord. Here's Little Birdie. because as you see, it's one of those ones, I was thinking about doing it in the singing with the banjo class as well, but it's one of those ones that you create the banjo playing around your vocals. It's a singing tune. It's Little Birdie. Ralph Stanley played it and made it a hit. Doc Watson probably did it. It's a very, very well-known tune, and this is how a lot of Eastern Kentucky banjo players played it. My source, once again, is John Haywood. There is a fella on that Kentucky Mountain Music CD, Little Birdie is played, and there's also another tune called Bunker's Hill. You guys have that Mountain Music CD, Kentucky Mountain Music CD. There's a tune called Bunker's Hill that's played out of this that at one time I didn't know how to play, but not anymore. So let's kind of break down that weird. I'm gonna zoom in on my left hand and just show you the work that it's doing, because it's a very active left hand. So if you will, it's basically thumb, brush thumb, pull off. So I'm doing that right there, downstroke. You have to get that nice little, because that's going to be part of your rhythm. If you want to flip that on its head and do it up picking style, same thing, just kind of flipped up on its head. That kind of gives me the opportunity to hit that head, and the further that I go down the head, the more hollow it's going to be. If I'm right up here, kind of has that tight sound to it. If I go down here, has more of a hollow sound. Okay, so once you get that, now you can play the little melody line. It's a short melody line. Here's how it goes. If I pick it out, I'm going to go. Okay, so if that's the whole note. Now repeat that. That's all there is to that tune. But again, it's one of those ones, if you sit down to play it, you will look up and it will be 2 hours later. And especially with that kind of fancy figure 8 stuff, it's like after I get done with this class, I'm going to sit down and work on doing that better, because that was sloppy. That is supposed to be a very rhythmic tune. It is supposed to have that kind of, it was a huge dance tune. It was played at a lot of dances. I mean, if you ever if you ever saw Ralph Stanley played, he'd do his bluegrass thing for a while and people would dance a little bit, and then he would play his banjo clawhammer, and that was the one tune that he would always play in his shows, clawhammer, because he learned it from his mother. He learned how to play old time and clawhammer banjo from his mother, and he said that Little Birdie was a song that she sang all the time because it was in her register, and he credits when people would ask about that high lonesome sound and why Ralph Stanley could sing so high and sing that tenor so well. He always credited that his mother, like just trying to copy what his mother was singing growing up around the house. So that's why he goes, little birdie, what makes you fly so high? So probably a little better than that. But yeah, so those are two to kind of work on that you can make your own. There are versions of them out there.